so much. I will.
All right, guys, I'll let you talk to Lydia because it sounds like you guys are at school right now. Hold on one second.
Thank you.
Another chance tomorrow coming up at 8 o'clock. All right, it's Mojo in the Morning Show. Shannon's getting called out for what she calls her kids. And this is interesting that I always say it ain't nobody's business. But
that's kind of what I say too. And I don't know why this is bothering me as much as it is. And I think it's because people are, I feel like it's a knock on me. And I think that's where it's like really just like digging at me. So I posted, whenever I post on social media about my stepkids, Sam and Kieran, who are in high school, and it was Kieran's birthday last week. And so I did like a big birthday post for him. And anytime I post and refer to them as my stepkids, every single time people will comment, bonus kids, bonus kids, bonus kids. Don't call them your stepkids. It's so rude. And I'm like, we hate the phrase bonus kids. Like in our house, we just don't use it. We don't care for it. And for a bunch of different reasons. But every time, it never fails. Somebody is commenting that or DMing. And to me, it's like, I love them so freaking much. It's not a knock. I grew up with a stepmom and a stepdad and step siblings, and that's just what we called them. And I feel like if you shift the perspective, I'm like, I don't tell your kids to call you mama instead of mom, or I don't call Jacob Joey I don't tell them to call you pops instead of dad.
A-hole.
So why is it that people feel the need to be like, it should be bonus kids? I'm like, we don't like that.
You know why? Because this world is full of a bunch of people who are angry at life, and they just everybody's got like to have a say. You know what happened? The problem was, once we started putting stuff on social media, everybody had their own say. Like back in the day, you didn't have your say, right? You only had your say verbally, and nobody would ever just randomly say, "Don't call your kids that."
Special name. I love them just the same, even though I don't call them that. Right. It's just like I want to scream. And one guy in particular laid into me every single post. I finally was like, "Be blocked and be blessed," because you are driving me crazy with this.
I think obviously you got to do what's best for you. I think oftentimes people have their own relationship with certain words. Yeah. And their relationship with the word step is different than your relationship is.
That is it. So Wes and I had a really long conversation in the car about this yesterday, and he said the same thing to me about that. And I think that's what it is.
Like I've been in situations, so Sherelle calls Josiah bonus baby. And I don't have an affinity either direction. Like I don't care, as long as the love is where it needs to be. You can call him whatever you want, even a-hole like Mojo. But I was in a situation where I was very uncomfortable because not the word that was used, but the way the father introduced all of his children, and then he introduced all of his biological children first, and then at the end he was like, "Oh, and this is my stepdaughter." And the way that happened, it wasn't even the word, but the energy behind it, the separation, is maybe what I think maybe people are feeling when
I
they
don't
hear
know.
step.
And if you're with me, and all of you guys have met them, like when I'm introducing them to people, I'm like, "This is our senior, Kieran. This is our sophomore, Samantha. This is Lucy. She's now in 5th grade. This is our 1st grader." Like, it's just, I don't know. I don't know why it has become such a thing lately.
And I think people aren't realizing you're very new to blending your family, and these are older kids. Like, to call them, to include them in a way that maybe makes them uncomfortable too, like, is so rude.
Yeah.
To call them like my bonus children. I love it. Like,
they're like,
sounds so
like
stupid.
So overbearing too.
Yeah. Which for Sherelle, that's like a thing with her and Josiah. Love that. Yeah. I would never say, "Oh, why do you do that?"
Can I say this though?
Just did,
why not just call them your kids?
But I think there's a difference.
Can you just call them your kids? Would your kids be offended if you said these are my kids?
So this was part of the discussion yesterday. I have 4 kids. In the post, I guess I could have just written like "Happy birthday to my son." If I'm being super, super honest and love them to pieces, this is still very new to me.
Yeah.
And I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
I'm not there
and
yet. When people ask me how many kids I have, I say I have 4 kids.
That's great.
But it is a process, and this is no disrespect to them, no disrespect to Wes, but it is a process.
Do you think it's also that you want to be respectful too of their mom, so that she doesn't feel like
very much
so.
So
You guys have a great relationship, I know. So
yes,
that's
I truly,
awesome.
truly love their mom, and
yeah,
I do want because you said that you have a stepmom.
I do.
Did you?
I've never called her mom.
What did she call you though? And did you have a preference?
That's a really interesting question. I don't know that I've ever heard her refer to me. I mean,
How old
Shannon.
were you when they got together?
Elementary school.
Okay.
Yeah. But I've never referred to her as mom. And I love her so damn much. But I have a mom.
Yeah.
You know,
that's how I was with my dad's wife. I always called her this is my dad's wife. And she actually said to me initially, she goes, I'm never going to be your mom, because you had a great mom. Similar to what you say, you have a mom.
Mm-hmm.
And so she took the reins on that. But when we had kids, she was Grandma Sue. So it's funny because that's
all
what
of the grandmas, when I am referring to them and the kids are around, are Nama Joanne and Nama Chris. Yeah. Everybody's just Nama. Yeah. That's what we call grandma.
Carlos. Shannon wants you to not call her also stepmother. That does sound step monster. No.
Yes.
Well, my kids call me momster.
Momster.
So it would go.
What's up, Carlos?
Yeah, I wanted to say, but Shannon, you can never please 100% of the people 100% of the time. But what matters is in your household, as long as you guys agree with what you want, that's all that matters. Everyone always going to have an opinion, and you can't move your life based on what the public is going to say.
Yeah.
Someone's always going to be unhappy. Someone's always going to have an opinion. I bet you if she went back and looked at the person that wrote that post, I would bet you $1 million that person has also written a negative post on some other pictures and stuff. Mm-hmm. Because I feel like the same people that post that are the same people that, because I can see people text me all the time here, 95500, and we can see their text messages. If somebody will write a negative post on there, I can click on sometimes and see what previous posts were, and it's typically a string of negative stuff, which honestly I find to be loved. I know you say be blocked and be blessed. I will only block anybody from anything on social media if they are, racially or anti-Semitic or, anti whatever it is. If they're a hater. But if they're hating on me personally or something, I just go, you know what? I'm giving them their joy in life, because I feel like these people are just negative human beings, and I feel bad for them.
No, I agree with you, and I'm trying to, have that perspective too. I think though, like I said at the beginning, it feels like a knock on my relationship with them or my love for them, and that's where I get super protective, and I'm but that's not it. That's just not. You posted on Friday, right? It was Friday's birthday for your stepchild bonus baby. Yes, not Karen. Friday. It was Thursday. No, Thursday. And I saw it. I thought it's such a sweet post. And honestly, it's wild because there was no social media when I was a kid and my dad got married. Yeah. But I looked at it. I go, that would have made me feel great if there were I did get many happy birthdays from my dad's wife. But that was such a cool thing. What's up, Jacqueline?
Hi, good morning. Good morning. I just wanted to say that I think that it's respectful for you to call her or them your stepchildren. My ex-husband just got married last year, I think, and his new wife refers to me as Jacqueline when she's talking to my daughter. She'll be like, "Have you talked to Jacqueline today?" And I only realized that's because I went through her phone, my daughter's phone. And I noticed she's calling me by my first name, and I'm like, absolutely not. That's so disrespectful. But she's done like that for a little bit. Once we got married, it got a little bit, it's actually gotten way worse. But I think that it just proves how respectful you are, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Thank you for the call. What's going on, Samantha?
Hi.
What's up?
I'm a stepmom, and I was a stepchild. I had a stepmom myself. And so I don't think that Shannon's doing anything wrong. I think she's being very respectful. I do understand why people don't like that word, but at the end of the day, that's their own personal problem. I think Shannon's being very respectful of her stepchildren and their biological mother, and I completely respect that, and I think she's doing an awesome job.
Very nice of you, Samantha. Thank you. Marnie. Oh, Marnie. Hello, Marnie. Sorry about that.
A few good
Marnie, he does it to everybody. Don't worry.
I do it to all the Marnies. For some reason, I look up there and it looks like it says Marine. I don't know. I don't know why I wouldn't say Marnie, but go ahead.
So not only am I married in an interracial, but it's also an interreligious family, and I have 3 stepkids, 5 step-grandchildren, and when I introduce them all as my children. And when they introduce me, they do introduce me as mom. And when they first started that, I really did fight against it. But my husband had to explain to me it's out of a sign of respect.
How long have you been involved with this family?
We've been together 21 years.
How long did it take you to get to that point?
When they first started doing it, we were probably dating about a year, and I was just like, and I talked to him about it, he goes, it's a sign of respect. So wow. I had to get comfortable with that. But, you know, I can tell you, they're all beautiful. When they introduce us, they even introduced my daughter. This is my little sister.
That's beautiful.
So hopefully that happens to your blended family.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, I can see that. There's not one person there saying bonus or any of that stuff. They're all saying, you know what, you call them what you want to call them. Except for a couple of things, because some of them are, they're teenagers and teenagers. Can you call your kids a-holes, but not his kids a-holes? Because do you worry that if you say, God, he's being such an a-hole, like that Wes will be,
I wouldn't say that.
No, not yet.
But
warm up to it. You'll warm up to it. What's up, Greg? How you doing?
Hey, Mojo, how y'all doing this morning?
We're all doing great. What's going on?
Good. You know what? I don't. It doesn't matter how you work your family. You're always somebody's going to complain. I have 4 kids, and my oldest is technically my stepdaughter. And when I introduce them, I just introduce them with all my kids. And then when people find out the age gap and how old I am, they try to figure out why, and then have to explain it's my stepdaughter. Yeah. And they're like, "Well, why didn't you say it's your stepdaughter?" It's like, well, that's not how we roll in our family. Isn't that funny, by the way?
That's always
lose-lose.
When the age difference is kind of wild. That is an interesting one. And then when they don't look like each other, that's the other one too, where people are like, "What the hell?"
Well, that's the funny thing is because my non-biological daughter is the only one that kind of looks like me.
Yeah.
So like when I say she's only 10 years younger than her, 12. I'm sorry, I was 16 technically when I had her. If she was my biological, people are like, "Well, how'd that work?" And it's like, well, it didn't.
Yeah. You should come up with a great story with her as accompaniment on that one. So I used to go to social studies class with him or something like that, like when he had me as a kid.
See, that's the wild part
you can't
about
please
it.
Everybody, Shannon.
I know.
The wild part about it is people trying to do the math in their mind and trying to figure out your life and have all of these questions based on their curiosity when it's none of your damn business in the first place.
I agree, but sometimes my brain just wants to do the math, and then I feel dumb because I can't do it quickly. And it's not judgment on you; it's judgment on how did I get to this point in life, not knowing simple math. Right.
All right.
Hey, stay in school, at least to avoid the real world for a few more years.
This is Mojo in the Morning.
All right, Mojo in the Morning Show. We're going to get you into our rooftop party. You want to throw some people in?
Let's go.
Call in 844-MOJO Live, 844-665-6548. You want to come Friday night to the rooftop party. It's at the Godfrey Hotel in beautiful downtown Detroit. It's by invite only. The only way that you can get in is by winning, and you got to get through Lydia. She's that bouncer at the door that only lets the pretty girls in or pretty guys in. You ever notice that with the bouncers at the door? It's like you always go, who's that person? How do they let them in? You know what I mean? Like the person that gets by, and then the rest of us are just standing in line waiting. KP just laughed. KP's never stood in line. Had to wait.
Never.
Yeah. I'm always there going, I work for the radio station.
Want to see my lanyard?
Hold on a second here.
I'm official.
This party's going to be fun, too. It's going to be a really good time. So if you do win, make sure that you don't drink and drive, get an Uber, or more importantly, get a room at the Godfrey. They got special room rates if you mention that you're coming from Mojo in the Morning's rooftop party. What's up, Lexi?
morning, first time, long time.
Hey there.
Lexi's on the phone.
You definitely need to get a hotel room, Lexi. Tell everybody where you're from.
I'm from Muskegon.
Yeah, you better. That's going to be a long drive for you if you don't, get a hotel room. So get a hotel room you're in. You and tell Lydia how many people you want to come to the rooftop party, okay?
Okay, thank you so much.
That's awesome. And first time, long time listener, have you ever partied with us before? Are you a first time, long time partier?
I have not partied with you before. I actually go to Detroit sometimes, and I've always wished to run into you guys, but I never have.
That's that's interesting. And I got to tell you, I was just recently in Grand Rapids, like, I don't know, a week or so ago or 2 weeks ago. And I was actually not technically Grand Rapids, but just entering the city limits. And I always sit there and I think to myself, I wonder if, I'll run into like Mike, you know what I mean? Just out of the blue. Because I didn't tell him that I was coming in because I had to go pick something up. I was grabbing something for Luke in East Lansing. And I have to be honest with you. When people come to Detroit, tell us when you're coming, if you're coming from Toledo or Grand Rapids, so that we can actually see if we can hook up with you and meet up with you, So we'll obviously see each other Friday. But,
right.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. We appreciate you. Hold on one second. What's up, Nisi from Pontiac? I was in Pontiac the other day, too. I think I should call on Nisi. What's up, Nisi?
Hey, guys.
What's up? You're coming. You've been to our parties before.
I have not.
No?
I haven't been to a rooftop party all summer, so
okay.
I'll go here for this.
You've never been to a Mojo in the Morning party before?
No, I'm a long-time listener, so I hear how much fun you guys have.
All right. I was going to say, we've talked to you before, though, Nisi, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Nisi, you're coming. You're going to have fun, and I know that you could probably get an Uber going both ways, but that's an expensive Uber from Pontiac. Get a room. It will be worth it, okay?
Oh.
Or get a non-drinking friend.
That's what I might do.
Yeah, that's even better. We'll see you Friday at the Godfrey.
All right, thank you.
All right, we got Paris. What's up, Paris?
What's up, guys?
How you doing? Paris from Howell is coming to the party.
Nice. What's up? I'm doing great. How are you guys?
We are incredible. We're excited to get a chance to meet you on Friday.
Oh, I cannot wait, guys.
Tell us.
I am ready for this.
Who you bringing with?
Well, I think I'm going to bring my bestie, Monica, or I have my bestie, Maddie.
Okay.
So, I'm sure you guys know Maddie.
Why don't you bring them both?
All.
Yeah. Lydia, can she bring them both?
Let's make it a threesome.
Are you okay with that or no? Lydia,
I would love to.
Tell Lydia that Shannon told you is okay. Okay.
Yeah. Wait, how do we know
right,
Maddie? We knew, or you said, excuse me, we knew Maddie. How do we know Maddie?
I don't know Maddie, but she sounded upbeat. Do we know her?
Maddie goes to a lot of your guys' she just went to one of your conference
I
things.
know Maddie. We know Maddie.
Really?
Yes.
I don't know
she's
Maddie.
Such a sweet girl.
Yes.
I barely know my family members. How do you know? You really?
She just came to our podcast, didn't she?
Did she?
That's exactly where she just came.
Yep.
You show me a picture.
Yes.
I always have to look up
before we walked in.
I have to look up their Facebook all the time to see
you,
if I know the person.
You know exactly who she is. She's so sweet.
She's so sweet.
I hope she's listening right now because she probably is.
All right. Well, you and Maddie and the other friends are coming. Monica. Hold on one second. Adam from Grand Rapids, another West Sider, is coming. Congratulations, Adam.
Well, thank you very much. I'm really excited, actually. I always think about it, and I never call in, and I got through, so thank you.
You got to get a couple of good friends, come to this party, road trip over, and then, again, you got to get a room there, but get them fast. The rooftop party is going to be a lot of fun at the Godfrey Hotel.
Well, I don't drink. My friend lives in Canton, so I got to get an extra ticket for her, so we'll set that up. But
okay.
Yeah, it'll be 3 of us. We'll have a blast. Thank you so much.
That's awesome, Eddie. We can't wait to meet you, okay?
Thank you. Have a good one.
All right, that does it for right now. Another chance before the end of the show, or you can hit up Lydia and get into her DMs and just say, hey, Lydia, I want to come to this rooftop party. She will answer some people back. She'll also not answer you back because she's very busy. She's got a lot of stuff planned in the show.
It's another legendary Mojo in the Morning rooftop party happening September 6th at the Godfrey Hotel in Detroit. Only way in, it's to win with Mojo. Listen for your shot.
We're going to give you a shot at cash now for back to school. It is cash for your class, and it's all brought to you by Moran Automotive. Our good friend Brian Moran and his entire team is giving away a lot of money to schools. including parents and those that are going back to school today, win $500 and they qualify and gift to a school, a classroom, a teacher, $5,000. 844-MOJO live. 844-665-6548. Last hour, we had like a mom of a bunch of kids, and she won $500, which she could use, and then said, you know what? I would like to gift it to my kids' school district if they win. And so she is hopefully going to be able to win $5,000 and give a $5,000 check.
Yep.
So this hour, you be our next winner. 844-MOJO live. 844-665-6548.
Mojo in the mornings, Dirty on the 30.
All right, let's see what's going on. Shannon, what do you got trending in the Dirty on the 30?
San Francisco 49ers rookie wide receiver Ricky Pearsall has been released from the hospital after he was shot in the chest, during a robbery attempt in San Francisco's Union Square on Saturday. This is a crazy story. He was signing autographs at an event that afternoon and then walked over to Union Square by himself. A 17-year-old kid tried to rob Pearsall at gunpoint. They got into a fight.
Tried to steal his watch.
Yeah, several shots were fired, with one hitting him right in the chest. Now, this kid was arrested right away. Ricky's mom said her son was in good spirits before being released from the hospital. And by the grace of God, that bullet missed all of his vital organs.
He was the first-round pick for the 49ers, and he was set to play in the opener game that they were having on Monday Night Football. But
he's been sidelined for at least 4 games. I know that.
He'll be out for at least a month. But the cop that came forward, there was a female cop that saved his life by pressurizing the wound.
It's insane.
Otherwise, they said that he probably would have bled to death. And he actually said to the cop, he looked at her and said, "Am I going to die?" And she said, "No, you're not going to die." It was like something out of like Law and Order SVU or something like that, where she literally was talking him to stay awake and stay alert, because the worry is if you pass out a little bit, then you start slowing your breath down a little bit.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah. So it was quiet. Crazy story.
This is trending today. Kamala Harris's accents. Did you hear about this story yet?
Mm-hmm.
So people are noticing that she busted out a quote-unquote new urban accent as she spoke with voters in Detroit yesterday.
There we go.
You better thank a union member for sick leave. You better thank a union member for paid leave. You better thank a union member for vacation time.
And then she went to Pittsburgh last night, flew to Pittsburgh to campaign. I believe President Biden was with her. And this is what she sounded like.
Thank unions for paid family leave. Thank unions for your vacation time. You better thank a union member for sick leave. You better thank a union member for paid leave. You better thank a union member for vacation time. Thank unions for sick leave.
Huh.
So everybody's posting the videos.
You don't think it
side
sounded
by
different?
side.
I think that better is like a little aggressive, but it ain't like a crazy, like, oh my gosh, you sound so different. Not to me, at least.
Is that like the whole Barack Obama when he was shaking hands with the Olympic basketball team?
He shakes some hands. It could be.
All the white guys that were on the team, he kind of like shook their hands normally. All the other guys, he did like the shoulder thing.
Because if you don't get it right, it's awkward, bro. That happened to me yesterday, honestly.
But isn't that just a cultural thing?
Where you talk like that?
Could be.
Interesting.
No, I meant like the Obama handshake thing.
Oh.
No, some white dudes be dapping up though. I shook a couple hands this weekend, and first time you meet somebody, you kind of like try to read them. So like you might go in for the first job interview shake, then by the end of it, everybody put their guard down and you regular, and then you dap up. So it's kind of like depends on the vibes.
I appreciate that you dap me up.
I mean, I've been knowing you for a while now.
I love it. Actually, what I like to do is I like to bear hug you. That's my thing.
You do like to bear hug everybody.
I like to just excessively squeeze you just to show you how much I love you.
Selena Gomez spotted wearing a gold ring on her left ring finger as speculation continues to grow that she and Benny Blanco are engaged. They're either really engaged or she's just having fun with it at this point, because she's photographed leaving a Subway, like as in Subway sub shop in LA, and there's the gold band on her engagement ring finger. It was very noticeable as she was juggling her phone and a bag of chips, and I think she had her sunglasses in her hands as well. But 2 weeks ago, we were talking about her and a possible engagement because she followed that wedding planning business on TikTok. So there's that. Then there's a gold ring. And then remember, there was a mirror selfie of her, Benny Blanco, in the background, and she covered up her ring finger with the pink heart emoji. And so people were like, oh, why are you covering it up? But that's so obvious. If you're going to do that and then cover it up, you want people to know or speculate.
Right. I'm with you.
And lastly, I did not know that this was a thing, but it is a thing. Have you guys ever heard of fridge-scaping?
No.
So there's a New York woman who started this trend, and essentially it's decorating the inside of your fridge like any other room in your home. So think arranged produce, like a bouquet of asparagus in a vase, beautiful storage containers, pink antique glass pitchers, anything that will beautify your food, like actual flowers and floral arrangements in your fridge. Recently, she started theming her fridgescapes around, like she does a Bridgerton one, which she calls it Fridgerton. It's kind of funny.
I'm back on board.
But TikTok is very split on this trend. Some of them absolutely love it and are trying it themselves. Others are slamming the insanity of decorating a space that most people will never, ever see. But I say if it brings you happiness, puts a smile on your face every time you open your fridge, you go ahead and fridgescape.
Do you guys fridgescape yours? Because there's not much in mine right now.
I was about to say.
I do like all my labels a certain way, like to the front. But I don't think that, I don't know. I think
like
that's
my
just OCD.
labels.
That's not fridgescaping.
Which ones expired last year and which ones expired the year before?
Shannon,
oh my
you
God.
saw my fridge yesterday. Do you think it would be a normal size wedding that I would need the flower arrangements for to fill up my empty ass fridge?
You guys, Megan's fridge has condiments and a bag of lettuce.
Girl,
I am not exaggerating. Condiments and a bag of lettuce.
That
was
hungry.
Yep.
Now we know how she's losing weight.
Condiments, a bag
She's
of
got
lettuce.
no food in her
A
fridge.
half-eaten bag of lettuce.
Like Megan, what you eating tonight? Some lettuce with some ketchup on top. Oh my God.
Dude, I looked at my fridge yesterday and I was like, looks like it's a soup kind of night. We need a can of soup. We got no food.
For all of today's Dirty Catch Up on the podcast on the free iHeartRadio app or mojointhemorning.com.
Go. Celebrity Dirt. Directly from the source. It's Mojo in the Morning's Dirty on the 30.
Your call may be monitored or recorded.
All right. Mojo in the Morning. Jen, are you there?
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. Jen's a winner. Congratulations, Jen.
Thank you so much.
You got $500 back to school cash. We got some kids in your life?
Yes, I have 2 daughters,
What are their names?
Lydia and Amelia.
And where do they go to school?
They're in Livonia.
All right. So here's the deal.
Hilltop.
We'll let you choose, but you can gift the money to a teacher or a school. Who would you think you'd do it to if you won the $5,000 to gift?
I'm going to go with their kindergarten teacher. They both had the same one, so I'll give it to them.
What's the kindergarten teacher's name?
It's Mrs. Francis.
Oh, my God. Can you imagine what would happen if we show up at that classroom Friday
Oh,
morning
she'd be so happy.
with Brian Moran at Moran Automotive with a check for $5,000? Man, oh, man. That'd be amazing. Shout out, by the way, to Moran Automotive.
Yeah, Moran Buick GMC in Taylor, Moran Chevy in Clinton Township, and Moran Fort Gratiot, Moran Blue Water.
You got $500 for your kids and being able to spend on the back. It's probably already spent, isn't it?
Oh, probably. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Congrats. Hang on the phone for just 1 second, and hopefully you can win tomorrow morning at 7:30 and 8:30. Listen to us.
Remember, school is back. So slow down in those school zones, or you might get pulled over. The cop will ask you why you're not wearing pants. You'll be arrested, fingerprinted, and jailed, where you will be passed around like a love doll. See? It's easier to slow down. This is Mojo in the Morning.
I heard a stat this morning that 50% of people do not slow down in a school zone. 50%. Like basically one out of every other car doesn't slow down in a school zone in the state. So slow down. Kids are back, and they've been back. So you guys are driving like a bunch of idiots.
Stop for buses.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Even
Even
if
I went
the
to high school with was killed because she was hit by somebody who didn't
Wow.
stop by a bus.
even if the signs aren't out yet, anticipate, you know?
Stop for buses.
We'll be back coming up next here on the Mojo in the Morning Show. Megan's dad is quite possibly the greatest human being ever. What happened to her this weekend?
Tell him.
And Kev might be the worst human being ever. I'll talk about that. Plus, Am I the A-Hole? On the way.
More Mojo in minutes.
from the Staples Traffic Center.
Let's get a look at traffic and weather on your home of the War of the Roses. That's in an hour from now, right here on Channel 955. What's up, Shan?
841, 54 right now. Sunshine, a high of 75. Today, we have an accident blocking the 3 right lanes. Eastbound 696 after Groesbeck. Traffic getting by in the left lane only. An accident blocking the 2 left lanes. Northbound US 23 after M14. Westbound M14. It is stop and go between Ford Road and US 23. A disabled vehicle on the left shoulder. 75 southbound at 4th Street. An accident on the right shoulder. 94 eastbound after 96. And the right shoulder also blocked on the southbound Lodge after Livernois. That's your Channel 955 traffic on the morning.
Channel 955.
An iHeartRadio station.
This report is sponsored by eBay Motors. eBay Motors is here for the ride with the parts you need at the prices you want. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they're guaranteed to fit your ride the first time, every time, or your money back. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
No matter what your situation is, having a car is a necessity. I mean, to get around, whether it be driving your kids to school like right now or maybe going to and from work, you need to have a dependable ride. And not always can you find something that is dependable when you're going on and searching for a used car. If you're looking for a pre-owned vehicle right now, you got to go to Gordon Chevrolet. Gordon Chevrolet's used car department was voted best of the best by the Detroit Free Press. And here's a couple of reasons why. You can find affordability. How about this? They've got vehicles right now that literally are priced under $5,000. Under $5,000 for the whole car. They also have the ability to be able to get into something affordable like maybe a minivan that's under $20,000. Or how about this? How about getting into a Chevy Trax that was brought in on lease? This car's only been a couple of years old, and it's got low miles on it, and it is driving amazing, where you can drive in that car for under $15,000. Stop in to Gordon Chevrolet, or better yet, go to GordonChevrolet.com. Together, let's drive.
Get ready to win your way to our 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One, and $1,000.
Just added to the superstar lineup, The Weeknd.
Give it up for The Weeknd.
A$AP Rocky. And a special performance by Coldplay's Chris Martin.
iHeartRadio, thank you for being here.
All part of an incredible weekend, full of headliners.
Big Sean.
Camila Cabello. Doja Cat. Dua Lipa. Gwen Stefani. Halsey.
Hosier. Keith Evan. New Kids on the Block.
Paramore.
The Black Crowes. Thomas Rhett.
Victoria Monet. And once-in-a-lifetime moments you'll have to see to believe.
September 20th and 21st.
T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
Buy tickets now at AXS.com.
Keep listening. The next chance to win your way there and $1,000 spending cash is coming up.
The human soul requires a minimum daily requirement of entertainment. Welcome to MGM Rewards. With the greatest live shows on earth, they have all the entertainment you can handle and more. Book now and make the most of your Vegas getaway at MGMRewards.com.
I'm Dan Campbell, head coach of the Detroit Lions. I know from experience, a football team is like a family. You trust each other, you support each other, you rely on each other. That's how it is in life, especially when you've been hurt in an accident. You don't call just anyone. You turn to family for help when you're injured. And everyone knows the Bernsteins will treat you like family. And you can trust them like family. They're Michigan's first family of law for a reason. Get the Bernstein advantage. After all, we're all family around here.
Injured? 1-800-CALL-SAM.
Hey, gorgeous. It's Paris Hilton. Get the party started with my new album, Infinite Icon, dropping September 6th, and stream the new single, Bad Bitch Academy. Listen on iHeartRadio and visit infiniteicon.com to pre-save my album. Sponsored by 1111 Media.
At Kroger Pharmacy, CARE is making it easy to get vaccinated. CARE is helping you stay protected from flu, COVID, and RSV. Seasonal vaccines are available 7 days a week with evening hours. CARE is giving you a shot at staying healthy this season. Walk in whenever is best and get multiple vaccines in one visit at your local Kroger pharmacy. So come and get the protection you need while protecting those around you. Kroger Health, a world of care is in store. Visit Kroger.com/vaccines for more. Restrictions and exclusions apply. See site for details.
You know Diamonds Direct for their exquisite diamonds and fine jewelry. What about luxury watches? With a handpicked collection by the industry's top timepiece experts, skip the waiting list and get the timepiece you've been eyeing right away. And this month only, enjoy 0% interest for 5 years on all the top brands. Imagine owning a $15,000 luxury watch for just $250 a month. Spread your payments over 5 years with 0 interest on approved credit. Diamonds Direct, where you can shop direct for diamonds and watches.
Drivers, when you see the flashing lights of a stopped police car, ambulance, fire truck, tow truck, or road maintenance vehicle, use your lights too. First, show your brake lights by slowing down at least 10 miles per hour below the posted speed limit. Then, flash your turn signal and move over to the next lane if possible. This protects roadway responders and the people they're helping. It's also the law. So when you see flashing lights, slow down and move over. A message from the Michigan Office of Highway Safety Planning.
Donald Trump's back, and he's out for control.
I would have every right to go after them.
Complete control.
I will wield that power very aggressively.
And he has a plan to get it.
Detailed plans for exactly what our movement will do.
It's called Project 2025, a 922-page blueprint to make Donald Trump the most powerful president ever. Overhauling the Department of Justice, giving Trump the unchecked power to seek vengeance, eliminating the Department of Education, and defunding K-12 schools, requiring the government to monitor women's pregnancies, and Trump has also proposed severe cuts to Medicare and Social Security. Those are Donald Trump's plans.
Well, revenge does take time, I will say that. And sometimes revenge can be justified.
He'll take control, we'll pay the price.
I'm Kamala Harris, candidate for president, and I approve this message. Paid for by Harris for President.
Less is more? No, more is more. That's why Taco Bell's new $7 Luxe Cravings box is stacked with all your cheesy, crunchy favorites. Think a beefy 5-layer burrito, a double-stacked taco, a Chalupa Supreme, chips and nacho cheese sauce, and a drink for just $7. Live Luxe for less at Taco Bell and sign up for rewards to earn free food. At participating Taco Bell stores for a limited time only while supplies last. Price and participation vary. Drinks exclude freezes. Tax extra. Rewards program subject to terms and conditions. Points earned on qualifying purchases.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline nasal spray?
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
As the weather gets colder, it's a good idea to layer up with scarves, hats, and mittens. Another layer of protection this season is to get your flu and COVID-19 vaccines. You can get both vaccines at the same time. Talk to your healthcare provider or learn more at michigan.gov/COVID-flu-RSV and layer up for some added peace of mind. A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
If you're injured in a car accident, go to getdavidgetpaid.com to get started.
More Mojo in seconds.
You know, these days,
they heard that.
These days, everything in Metro Detroit costs more. But somehow Verizon costs less, as low as $50 for a single line when you switch. So while coffee definitely costs more, Verizon costs less. Dinner in Corktown for two has gotten pricey. Verizon, less pricey. Royal Oak rent, that is not coming down anytime soon. But Verizon is down, just $50 a line. Limited edition sneakers are through the roof. Verizon prices through the floor. That designer golden doodle, so much more. A single line of Verizon, though, fair bit less. Even a good old tried and true hamburger will cost you more. But with Verizon, the same good old tried and true service now costs you less. Point is, in a world that is always costing more, you can get more for less right now at a Detroit Verizon store. $180 BYOD and $360 local promo credit applied over 36 months for new customers with one new line in your own 4G, 5G phone and unlimited welcome plan is required. Additional terms apply. Auto pay and paper-free billing are required. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than the traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speed.
This report is sponsored by Bank of America.
Weather today, sunny and a high of 74. Tomorrow, more sunshine and temps up near 80.
Bank of America has powerful digital solutions for local and global businesses, so you can make every move matter. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. Bank of America, N.A. Copyright 2024.
This hour of Mojo in the Morning is powered by FHSLiving.com, where luxury meets lifestyle.
Live from the Planet Fitness Studios, home of the judgment-free zone.
This hour on Channel 955, powered by Michigan Auto Law. Auto accident attorneys. Visit autolaw.com.
That's autolaw.com.
If you start a relationship being the other woman, you will never be the only woman. Another world-famous War of the Roses happens at 9:40 on Mojo in the Morning.
We are sending you to Vegas in the iHeartRadio Music Festival at 9:10. You have a chance to win, and it's a trip for two to go to Las Vegas on September the 20th and 21st at T-Mobile Arena is our iHeartRadio Music Festival. It's 2 nights. It's going to be literally the biggest acts we've ever had because we have The Weeknd, Big Sean, Doja Cat, Dua Lipa, Chris Martin from Coldplay, A$AP Rocky, Hozier, Shabuzi, along with Thomas Rhett, Keith Urban. So we got everything covered. New Kids on the Block. New Kids on the Block had a bunch of hits.
That's LFO.
I had you though.
I know. Halsey, Gwen Stefani. Uh-oh. How does it go? How does it go?
Wait,
banana. No,
banana.
Bananas. Yeah. Who else is there? The Black Crows are there from
don't
the.
Make me do that.
The what is it? Something isn't that? I think so, isn't it?
We need an iHeartRadio Festival mix from DJ Four Fingers.
Oh, that is. Well, you know what?
Blind karaoke.
Yeah, a little blind karaoke. What is Is this? I think this is the. This is the Black Crows. Yeah.
You don't know the words, but you still sing
I know.
along?
It's like, but damn. Camila Cabello. Havana. By the way, the same person. This is kind of like what's the Kids Bop.
Oh my gosh, they're so bad.
Mojo Bop.
We should do that, Meaghan. You and I are going to do a bop together. All right, so coming up, it's coming up at 10 after. You have a chance to go.
I thought you meant Mojo Bop.
No, no. All expense paid trip to Vegas with $1,000 spending cash. Listen for us to give you the word to text in to our nationwide call-in number, which is 200-200. All right, it's Mojo in the morning. Meaghan had a work-filled weekend.
I did. It was busy.
She was out and about, and you were kind of, it's one of those weekends where you think, oh, God, I accepted all these things, station promotions, and I'm not going to be able to see my family on a holiday weekend and stuff.
That's exactly what happened. And I got a lot done. So, I'm actually really happy with how the weekend went. It was super productive. I felt really behind on something that Shannon and I are doing in about a week. And I feel like I caught up with everything, which was so great. But I would log on to social media at the end of the night and see everybody doing fun things with their family. And I was like, oh, you really dropped the ball this weekend. This is the one weekend where everybody took time off to spend time with each other. And you're like the only person in the world not spending time with your friends and family. I had plans to see my friends this weekend that I had to cancel. I had plans to see my family this weekend that I had to cancel, which is fine. It's just not the way that I thought things were going to turn out. And last week was a really rough week for me. And this weekend, I learned that I absolutely, without a doubt, have the best dad in the entire world. And I just hadn't felt so loved in a really long time. Why am I getting so emotional about this? I even told Shannon about this. This was not that big of a deal. It was a big deal, but not an emotional kind of a big deal. But I had to work on Saturday and Sunday, and I was getting up on Sunday, and I was doing my hair and makeup, and I get a text from my dad, and it says, no rush. I'm outside reading a book, waiting for you to go to your appearance. If you don't mind, I'd love to join you.
Wow.
And my dad is the best because he took 5 hours out of his weekend to just wait for me to go stand and talk with me. I don't know why I'm getting so emotional. This is ridiculous. I just felt so loved, and I haven't felt that loved in a long time. He just did it unannounced, was sitting outside my apartment, waiting for me, didn't really tell me he was coming, and just spent the day with me at work. Wow. And it was so nice.
That's very sweet.
It is.
God, he is the greatest human being in the world.
He really is.
He is. And he's also the worst. And I can't wait to get his money.
How long did it take you to answer his text message that he was out
so
there?
long, because I had no idea.
That's why I'm asking.
I had no idea.
Just left him hanging out there.
Absolutely. I was sitting there curling my hair, listening to music, and literally he had texted me 20 minutes beforehand before I finally checked my phone because I was checking the time to see when to leave. And I was like, Oh my God.
The last like couple of weeks, I've been worried about you because you seem like you've been going through something.
Yeah.
And I noticed that today you came in here this morning, that you seem really good. Do you think that your dad doing this to you this weekend helped with some of that?
Oh, for sure. I definitely think that really did help, but don't tell him.
But Meaghan, first off, I know how much you love your dad, and that is to me, like I think as a dad, like that is to me one of the freaking coolest things that any human being could ever do is to just think of the other person and say, I just wanted, and the fact that he could have sent you flowers, he could have, he could have done I'll buy something to send to you. And for those that don't understand, Meaghan's dad lives in Toledo. Meaghan lives in Detroit.
Yep.
And he drove an hour or so in, didn't tell you, was surprising you.
Correct.
God love him because you are such a surprise. I would suspect that you might not have even been at home. And the poor guy's just sitting there.
True.
What a guy.
He's the best. He's truly the best. And I think when I first moved to Detroit, I remember the first night. I was so excited. I am in my dream location. I wanted to move to a city so bad. I called my dad. I was like, I can't believe I moved away from you. This is the dumbest thing I've ever done. And he always said, Meaghan, I'm an hour. Like, I'm an hour. And when I lived in the south end of Toledo, my dad lived in the boonies in Sylvania. There's like two parts of Sylvania. There's like the main area and then the boonies. He was like, I lived an hour from you when I lived in the suburbs of Toledo. Like, it's not that far. And really went out of his way to prove that he's there for me.
Uh-oh.
No, don't do this. I don't know why I started crying already.
This is actually a special day because look who's joining the show this morning. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome greatest dad in the entire world. Scott Mick is on with us this morning.
I know he's in the office right now, too. I can't believe he did that.
Hey, Scott, I know you don't have much time, but what made you say to yourself, I need to do this for Meaghan? I need to drive and sit there and surprise her.
Mojo, I got to tell you, my worst fear is that she moves back to Toledo. So she's got to be happy. She's got to stay right where she is.
Oh my God, you are the best.
There's a petition going around in Toledo, so and I signed it. So
by the way, this guy is a comedic genius. I just wanted you to know that.
He's the best.
Buddy, can I tell you something though? As a dad, and Kev, I know you share this too, and all parents I think share this, but I literally think, God, I got to do something nice for my kids. That's really a special thing for you to do.
There's always that ulterior motive, though. Keep her happy, keep her away. Visit on holidays. It works out pretty well. We're kind of a Christmas and Easter family. We do it with meals, so yeah, it works out pretty well. Keep her away.
Was it fun? Was it fun hanging out with her? I mean, I know you got to hang out with her where at a meat market or something like that. What was it?
A meat truck.
It was. The guy was hysterical. The guy from the meat company was funny. He had great stories. He talked about an accident he had where he flipped over a truck and his brother drove one into the San Francisco Bay. And, wow. Yeah, he was very entertaining. So I don't think he sold any meat, but we had a good time.
What was there just something special in the moments that you got to do? Because sometimes it's like time is the only thing that we want to do, right? And we don't get enough time probably with our kids. And I know that we joke around all the time about things, but man, to be able to just spend that time with her had to be really special for you.
Honestly, I'm in my best place ever. Shannon, you're busy, and Kevin, you're busy. You got kids and stuff going on. My life is a lot easier. So right now, I get to do those kind of things. Yeah. It's a really cool place to be.
That's awesome.
I don't even have to maintain a home. Yeah, no, it's great.
Yeah.
My job is great. My kids are out of the house. Life is good.
Your girlfriend is
if you're
smoking
saying you
hot.
have time, you can come to my house and help me with those kids anytime. You just show up at my house. Okay.
You've seen how my kids turned out. You really don't want me here.
I mean, seriously.
Wait, Scott, Mick, tell him what I did on the way back to my apartment, though.
Oh, she did the fantasy draft of all fantasy drafts. If the Lions don't do it this year, it's not because of lack of trying on Meaghan's part. She drafted the entire Detroit Lions for her fantasy football league.
My first 7 picks are all Lions players. And so my poor dad spent all of this time coming up to see me, and then he was like, I'll drive so you can do your draft. And we sat in silence for 40 minutes while I giggled every time it was my turn to draft.
That's so cool. By the way, I love this guy so much, and I really, you give inspiration to a lot of it. You see the text messages here right now. Scott, you just gave me the inspiration to maybe do a surprise visit on my kids. You know how many kids at college right now are going to be pissed at Scott Mick because Scott Mick's the reason why
they're like, please, Mom, no.
I think they would love it. It really, and Scott Mick, who knew it was possible for me to say something nice about you on the radio? Do you know I got a message the other day that was like, I don't understand why you're always so mean to your dad, and you're just a bad example for daughters and dad relationships. And I was like, what are you talking about? The dude's my best friend. He gets so mad that I call him 7 times a day. But it really did mean the world to me. I love you.
Well, that text actually came from me.
Such an idiot.
Scott, I love you, buddy. I'm really, that's such a really awesome moment because of I think she really needed that.
Yeah.
No, it was a good day. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it too. So we both had a good day.
That's cool. All right, buddy.
Yeah.
Talk to you later. He made me cry today. Scott Mick doesn't normally make me cry, but he made me cry, Meaghan, like he made you cry. Seeing Meaghan over there. So happy. Talk to you later, buddy.
Have a great day.